Okay, for this album, I'm actually going to decorate with the 49 and Market Spectrum sherbet. I had a lot of this in my stash, so I just wanted to use up. So I used pieces. You don't need all of this by any means, and you can use any paper you like, of course. But I used the 6x8 pad. I had also the collection pack, the foundations, which is the different patterns here. I don't have much left because I actually forgot to film this first, and I've already used it up. I've got the Classics 12x12 pack. This has got all the different florals in there. Really, really pretty. And then finally, I just used also some from the Solids collection, although quite a few of those left as well. So you won't need all this paper. I'm just simply showing you what I've used to decorate because I had a lot of this that I wanted to get through from my stash. So I'm just going to show you just one thing, and then I'm going to decorate the album, all the basics, and then we'll do a video of sort of the tips and tricks and little closures and things like that. So what I usually do is I just cut out all my pieces. I like to have about an 1/8 of an inch all around the edges. So the piece that I'm going to use to cover, I measure the section, and then I cut a 1/4 inch shorter on both sides, right? So this is 7 by 8.5, right? That's the size of our album. So I'm going to cut the piece to cover this at 6 3/4 by 8 1/4. Okay, so that's really kind of all you need to know for this part, is that you're always just going to have a little bit of a trim. If you want it wider, if you want more of a trim, then of course by all means go ahead and cut that out a little bit smaller. So, but for myself, this is what I think I'm going to do. And I'm trying to figure out which papers I want. And this collection is just, it's so beautiful. Like, you really can't go wrong. So I think I'm going to go with, I'm going to save this for the inside. I love this paper. So of course I'm having a hard time picking. But let's go with these butterflies because that's a really nice front cover to the album. So set this over here. Okay, so I'm just going to measure this out. So it's going to be 8 1/4 by 6 3/4. And the nice thing about this album is that then on the inside, the pages are kind of all the same size because we made them the same length as the album. So I want the butterfly side, so I'm just going to flip this. Okay, and you can chalk your edges if you like. I'm just going to leave it plain. So that's going to go right here as my cover, and then I can, embellish it the way that I like. Okay. So, now that I'm looking at it, I think it's a little bit too busy for my liking. So I'm going to save that for an inside page. But you get the idea. So I'm going to go ahead and start decorating, and then we'll do sort of the finishing touches together. So this part of the video will just speed up a bit. So let's get started on that. Okay, so hopefully you enjoyed watching that sort of speed decorating. I don't really like to walk through, do that really slowly, because everybody can do that at their own pace, and it's just kind of basic. But here's sort of the finished decorated base, and just want to quickly go through it. So these are just cut slightly less than 1/2 inch for each of these sort of little strips. And where I could find ones that were, you know, a little interesting, like this is the barcode tab off the bottom of a sheet, so I used that there. And then really the rest of it just basic decorating. I am going to go through in part 3 some basic tips, little tips and tricks for the kind of embellishment part of this album, but just wanted to kind of show you the finished product all in one piece. So this is the left side, of course, and then on the right side is where I've got a little bit more of the finishing that I'll do and show you how I did in part 3. So I've got a little kind of tab stuck in here and a little booklet for more photos. Let me open this up. And of course, it's the mirror image of the right-hand side. So I'm not going to spread it all out here, but you can see that our section here opens up. Here's another sort of idea, is just to have kind of a flow. I used this one sheet of paper cut in half for top and bottom because it creates some kind of continuity. So I kind of like that. Okay, and that opens up, and then we have our little fold open section, and in part 3 I'll show you how to do this. The waterfall. Okay, and in our waterfall you'll see that we've cut this down one card, one piece of paper, so the pattern is just cohesive right down. And that's basically it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this folio so far. If you want to check out how to do some of these little clusters and some other design tips, check out part 3 of the video. Thanks so much.